Hey everyone, welcome to Muse Themes. I'm Steve Harris, and today we're looking at Mapbox. Now, Mapbox is a map building platform similar to a Google map that you can embed into your Muse site. The difference with Mapbox is that you have advanced customization controls. Now, the Mapbox platform has undergone some changes recently, so this is an updated video explaining how to use their new platform with the new version of our widget. So the first thing you'll want to do, of course, is sign up for a Mapbox account. They do have a free account for you, so if you go to the pricing on their site, you'll notice that the starter account includes up to 50,000 views of the map per month, and it's free. So that's a great option if your site isn't getting over 50,000 views each month. So I've signed up for a free account here, and up in the top, I'm going to go to the studio. And within the Mapbox studio is where you're going to actually build your map. So the first thing we do when we get into the Mapbox studio here is we're going to create a new style. And we can give that style a name. So let's just call this style Demo. And from there we can start with kind of a base, one of Mapbox's many base styles. So they have kind of basic or bright ones, then they even have more satellite or terrain looking styles. So let's just pick maybe the dark one for now and click Create. So now that our dark version of the map has come up, this is the main style editor. And it looks kind of complex, and to be honest, it is. Mapbox has a lot of options, and there's a lot of things you can do with it. But initially what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to zoom into where we want our map to roughly be. So let's go to, say, San Francisco. And I won't run through the finer points of the Mapbox platform, but basically these areas on the side allow you to overlay labels and roads and buildings, anything you want. Mapbox has lots of resources on their site explaining how to style the maps. This video is more covering the Muse integration side of it. So let's say we wanted to embed this map onto our Muse website. Well, the first thing we'll do, of course, is jump into Muse. So I'll drag the updated Mapbox widget out onto the canvas. And we'll have a run through some of the options here. The first thing it asks for is the style URL and the access token. These are just going to point this Muse site to that specific map within your account, and I'll show you where to find those after. The next options we have below are for controlling where do you want the map to be centered. So you add the longitude and latitude values into these boxes. Lastly, you have a default zoom level, so how tight do you want the map to be zoomed? And then you have some options for disabling interactivity and disabling zooming with the mouse wheel. And this is really helpful if somebody's scrolling on your site and they hit the map and you don't want them to scroll in on the map, but rather keep scrolling by. So the first thing we'll do is I'm actually going to make this a full width element, so stretch it to the browser width. And then what we'll need to do is get our style URL and access tokens from Mapbox. So jumping back to the browser, the first thing I'm going to do on this is up in the top left, there is a publish button. Now I haven't made any changes to the map, so I don't need to publish anything up, but up here it says view style details. And if I click on that, it brings us to this page that gives us some of the details about what we've added to the map. And on the right side of this page, it says share, develop, and use. So we'll click on that, and it gives us a bunch of information. And the box you're looking for is the second one down. It says develop with this style. It gives you the style URL and the access token you'll need. So let's just copy the style URL. There's a copy button there, so we've got that. And that's going to be the first thing we're going to put in this box. Okay. And then let's copy the access token below, just like that. And there. So once you have those two items linked up, you should be able to preview the map in the browser. Now you can see our dark map is coming in. And now we just need to tweak some of the zoom settings and where we want the center point of this map to be. So the first thing we'll look at is the center point of the map. And let me go back to edit this map style. And let's say I want the center point of this to be right here on Noe Valley. So I'm going to kind of zoom so this is roughly in the center of my screen. And if you look up at the top in the right section here, it gives you the longitude and latitude values. So basically it says minus 122.43 and 37.75. So those are the values you'll need to enter into the widget. So let's jump into Muse and let's add the longitude. Actually, the value I have right there is perfect. And the latitude has changed. It's 37.75 now. So let's just update that. 37.75. Okay. And then the next thing we'll need to do is adjust our default zoom level. So when I previewed this map, it looked like it was zoomed out a little bit too far. So I may want to go up on that default zoom level to 14, just like that. Okay, let's preview that again, see if it works. There, so now you can see the map is nicely centered over Noe Valley and the zoom level is appropriate. So everything's working really well, and this map is fully responsive. You won't have any issues using this on responsive Muse sites. And the last two options you'll want to look at here is for disabling interactivity, which means nobody can zoom, move your map around, anything like that. Or we can just disable zooming with the scroll wheel. And this is really helpful if you're using a map, let's say in the middle of a Muse page like this. And if we preview this in the browser, let me show you what happens. If my cursor's in the middle of the page and I begin scrolling down, once I hit the map, I'll actually scroll or zoom within the map. And that can be annoying for users. So if you want to avoid that, just turn off this disable zoom with mouse wheel. And when I do that and I preview it in the browser, now when I scroll down, once I hit the map, I actually don't zoom into it. I can continue scrolling on the site. So that's why you might want to change those settings. That's about it for the Mapbox integration into Muse. Now, again, I encourage you to explore the Mapbox style platform. It's really extensive. You can do a ton of things with it. Once you get a good overview of how to actually style and color and change a map, you can do so much with it that you can integrate it perfectly into any site and have it really match your branding and look and feel. Thanks again for watching this video, and best of luck with the new Mapbox widget. Cheers.